Hey, you guys, it is Ninfa. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch this. As I always say, you can make more money, but you can't make more time. So the fact that you're taking time to watch this, I'm truly blessed and grateful. All right, guys, here we go. The last chapter of the Compound Effect, chapter 6, is all about acceleration. And it's super simple. Number one thing is to go beyond a little more, do a little more than what is expected, or when you hit the wall. So he had an example of like when he was in real estate from 5 to 9, that's when they had their phone calls to call for people, during their dinner time, to, get a house or whatever, or put their house on the market or use him as a realtor. Instead of him doing that, what he did was actually he did that, and so normally he would go and say, oh, I'm just gonna get a drink of water, or he would procrastinate, but he actually moved forward knowing that everyone else is feeling the same way and was probably not doing as much work during that time, because it's probably the most negative part of the job, because people were getting on the phone and giving them a hard time for calling during their dinner time. That he always made sure that he stayed focused for those 4 hours, and he made his calls, which made him the number one in the company, because the fact that he would do the work when most people weren't, or most people were doing a lot less work. So hitting that wall and going beyond it. Number 2 is to do the unexpected, or to do a little more. Okay, let me actually see. Beat the expectation. So beat the expectation. So always do if people expect you to do certain things, then do a little more, or do the unexpected. He talked about Oprah when you have a car, I have a car, whatever, that whole thing. He talked about how, there's a lot of people with making great money that have the same kind of clout that Oprah does, or what have you, but she did something that was more unexpected. She did a little more, which to help people have new cars or what have you, and she would go above and beyond what is expected. So just like that, she's like, how many people that could be actually doing that kind of thing that she's doing, but they won't. Right? And that just makes her, Oprah. I mean, she's a verb, right? And then also doing the unexpected. When he said, and this is where I want to get into it, when he had, they also had the cold calls or what have you for real estate, instead of him always going, getting on the phone and doing the phone calls, he actually would go to the listings, to the actual home with the sold sign, and so would say, hey, look, I would love to be a real estate agent. Here's a sold sign. You're going to need this when I sell your house. And that's how we'd be able to get more and more people to do it, because when people are in your face, they tend to be either a little kinder or a little ruder. Depends on people's expectation, but when people are in your face, they tend to go yes or maybe, or actually have a little more curiosity as to what's going on when you're asking. So he did that. And there was something else. Let me see. I'm reading in here. Okay. And then he said, do better than expected. So he had a friend of his... do better expected was that, but then do the unexpected too as well. He had a friend of his that was going for a job, and he said, okay, in order for you to get this job, you got to do above and beyond. You got to do the unexpected. You need to fly out there. You need to talk to them. You need to go on LinkedIn, find out if there's anyone that you can connect on LinkedIn that's part of the staff or what have you, like and comment, give gifts, see if they can give a good word for you, research, the family, like the person that's hiring, their family, their likes, their hobbies, and all that stuff, so that when you go out there, you can be prepared and have all of that behind you, and they've heard your name by this point. And his friend did not do it. He did not get the job, and he was way far more qualified than the person that did get the job, and mainly because that person did a little more, right? He did the unexpected. He showed up, he did the work, and he got the gig. So it was really good, and this is a really good chapter on that. Let me read a section on page 145 here. All right, it says, when you hit the wall in your disciplines, routines, rhythms, and consistencies, realize that's when you are separating yourself from your old self, scaling that wall, and finding your new power, triumph, and victorious self. Right? When you're doing it a little more, and that's when people find out what they're really made of, is when they actually do the thing and they do it more and they do get it past. Everyone hits a wall, but it's what you do after you finish that wall, after you hit that wall. And page 147. Okay. Oh, here's this. Go above and beyond when you hit the wall. Another way to multiply results is pushing past what other people expect of you, doing more than enough. Right? And so basically that's what he's saying. After you've learned all the things, right, in this book, we've learned how to be consistent, how to have better habits, how to do it when you don't want to, and how to do small things each day that will lead up to great success. I love the formula in here. Let's see if I can find it. I may have written it down too, but I figure I could look it in here. Here it is. You equals choice. It says you. Okay, so choice, your decision, plus the behavior, which is your action, plus the habit, repeating the action, plus the compound, which is the time, equals your goals, equals your results. And so I think that's a great, way of looking at it. Do the things on a daily basis when no one else would do it. And also get creative and do the unexpected. Do a little something different than everyone else is doing. You'll find that you're going to accelerate your process. So if you want to also get my notes from this, please let me know. I'll post below. I want your notes. And there's also, at the end of this chapter, it has like 4 things or 5 things you can do to, obviously implement this chapter. Let me know. I can message you that as well. You just put below, I want those notes and I want those action steps, and I will send it to you. Love you guys. Take care of yourselves. And that is Compound Effect in the Whole. So I'm grateful for you guys taking the time, and I will look for our next book for us to talk about. Until then, I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.